I am stuck. Sorry guys, I'm just testing the game audio. That sounds better. Hello? Am I coming through? Yeah, I appear to be coming through. Hello everybody! And welcome back to Paper Mario. I was looking at the, I went back to rewatch kind of, my last video that I did. And it's about a week ago, not a week ago. If I had waited one more week, it would have been like a year exactly in between streams. And, well boy, to say the very least, it was weird because it was like I was playing this while our old Elgato was dying, so the stream ended to the dreaded janky video. Let's see, just need to 100%. Okay, so yeah, we did. Yeah. I don't remember why I was all the way over here. But okay. Yeah, so I didn't really get any votes on whether or not people wanted me to, you know, pick up this game after all this time, or if they wanted me to do something else. So the closest thing I had to a vote was when Val, I think, mentioned in the Symphonia stream that they would like to see me do this game again. So, well, here we are. Which I don't mind, as the first two Paper Mario games are jointly tied for my second favorite game of all time. So I'm not going to complain about doing these again. Alright, so I mean, end of the day, story's not really the important part. As this game, it's more about the aperture. But just to recall, for those who don't remember, Bowser stole the Star Rod from the Star Spirits, raised Peach's castle into the sky, and we now need to rescue all the Star Spirits to get up to Bowser's castle and save the day. Okay. I've already cleared this pathway. Yeah, apparently, because like, I admit, I just... Oh, no, wait, no, I didn't. There it is. Okay. Because I'll admit, I only watched, like, the immediate end of the last video just to kind of remind myself roughly where I was. I probably could have stood to rewatch more. But I've had a ridiculously busy day today, so if I was going to have time for a stream, I kind of just had to... Yeah. Say screw it, let's just do it.
Oh, thank you, Mario. The train is back on track. All aboard, this train's bound for Mount Regard. Are you coming, Mr. Mario?
Well, duh.
This train is about to depart. Please board quickly.
So yeah, it's probably going to come no surprise, but I don't think I'm going to have any of the voices accurate from when I was doing this before. I mean, because I only got 2 streams into this before Elgato decided to commit suicide. By commit suicide, I mean die of old age. So yeah, you can choose to skip this. I'm just going to let it play the first time, and then any other time I have to do this, we are going to skip it again. Chapter 2. Mystery of the Dry Ruins. Okay, yeah, I do have to press A to advance things forward. I am sad to say that, because I initially planned on...
Mount Rugged, passengers headed for Dry Desert. The Dry Day outpost should proceed directly over Mount Rugged from the station.
I will say that sadly, like my original plan when I was streaming this game... One second. I have a message from a good friend. Anyway, yeah, sorry about that. Sorry, yeah. So I'm just getting some messages from a good friend, and I only hear from her once every couple of days, if that. It's like, she is a really busy actor, so... Yeah, I do apologize about the pauses, but... Well... Say the very least, like, I won't get into the details, but she was a big reason... Ooh, an egg. Awesome. She's a big reason why I don't want to get into too many details, just because I don't want to run the risk of triggering someone, but she's very much a reason why she's very much the reason why I consider myself still being alive today. So, yeah. Would I have a chance to chat with her? I don't want to say no, especially since she's got her own crap that she deals with, so it's like, okay, I have just a few seconds to, you know, anyway, that's beside the point. I got real personal. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, 9! Confound it! Where could it be?
Yeah, no, I don't know why I went with that voice.
Oh! 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 I'm sorry. Very sorry, yeah. I was looking for something and not watching where I was going. What now? Aren't you the Mario? Why aren't... You are! You're the Mario! Hello there! The name is Paracari. I'm the liver letters. And... I'm normally a letter perfect person, but I've a bit of trouble with the lost letters. Wouldn't you know it, I dropped it on Magout Rogad. 9 I can't find. If you happen to stumble upon letters anywhere around here, please tell me, alright? My job could depend on it, yeah? I'll be searching this area thoroughly for a while. What the fuck accent is this?
I don't know, but I'm stopping. That hurt. But I'm like, damn it, I'm gonna finish this scene with that voice because I'm just that fucking stupid. Anyway, I believe I'm gonna need Bombetti for some of this. Hold on, let me grab the money. Okay. Don't worry, we will fight in just a second, but... Oh, okay. You're not the ones that I needed Bombetti for. I don't need... Alright, hold on. Sorry, I keep forgetting to finish my thought. My original plan was I wanted to play this game, and then I wanted to stream Thousand Year Door, because Thousand Year Door is one of the best, if not the best, of the... it's the best Paper Mario game, in my opinion. Well, okay, I would say that this one's probably tied with the... I like the first two, but for different reasons. Although I will say, this game, it's a lot harder to do the proper timing for the defense. Yeah, you know, I'm sure I brought this up in the past videos, but yeah, it's hard to do the proper timing for the defense since there's the N64 lag, which doesn't properly factor in here. Hey, dude, sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry for hitting you, but I really need that item. You know, I don't remember if I ever mentioned it in my past two streams, but this game's music is awesome. I love the music in this game. Damn it. Is that enough to kill? Okay, that at least was enough to kill it. That's what matters. Actually, let me check what badges to have so I know whether or not I need to up my badge power next time I level up, or if I should focus on health and or flower power. Pass. Oh, so my health is actually low since... Okay, I don't have any of the super good... yeah, I don't have any of the super good badges just yet. How do I... Star pieces. Yeah, and I'm saving up my star pieces to get the Zap Tap badge. Because trust me, the Zap Tap badge is, you know, practically required to get through some parts of this game without getting your ass handed to you. And it's also funny. So in the second Paper Mario game, you can actually perform like special tricks if you press A short, you know, at certain points during the attack. There we go. I think I'm getting the timing down again. And it just kind of become natural to press the buttons in those orders. You know, it's also kind of interesting. You know, this last year, a lot of GameCube games have gotten remakes or just ports or whatever. Like Tales of Symphonia got an HD remaster. Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life got a full-on remake under the Story of Seasons banner. It's like, oh, Nintendo, and you're also remaking Super Mario RPG, you know, the game that Paper Mario is a spiritual successor to. Can we finally get a port of Thousand Year Door? Because it's too difficult. Like, the only way you can play Thousand Year Door now is, well, if you find an emulator, which, to my understanding, emulating GameCube games isn't great. Or you have to track down an expensive copy of it, which, sadly, GameCube games in particular are, due to the fact that the GameCube, I think, was like the absolute loser of that console generation, GameCube games are kind of rare nowadays. At least compared to, you know, the other games from that generation, you know? Because, like, I remember, if you wanted to get a game on the GameCube that was, say, multi-platform, more likely than not, the GameCube version of that game is going to be the most expensive now due to its scarcity. I mean, okay, it also could be because in some rare occasions, just straight down. In some rare occasions, like with Soul Calibur 2, you could argue the GameCube version was the best version. Again, I want to emphasize on the words, I'm not saying the GameCube version is the best version, because I know some people probably did prefer because I know a lot of people did prefer the Xbox version, but I digress. So yeah, as it stands, these things, their armor is so high, the only way to kill them is with Bomb Betty's bomb. So, if possible, only engage these things in combat if you can pop off a Bomb Betty first strike. Missed. Especially since, sadly, Bomb Betty is really objectively the worst of the partners in this game, just because she doesn't have great attacks, and most of her good attacks require a shit ton of flower power. Because her normal attack is a body slam. Not the worst attack in the world, but I understand. Anyway, the point is that in the sequel, when you finally get the Bob-omb partner, they realized, oh, because yeah, the problem with the body slam is that it's not super powerful. It's you're slamming your body against an enemy, so if that enemy has, you know, fire or ice or whatever, then Bomb Betty's gonna get hurt while attacking it. But in the sequel, the Bob-omb companion you get, his basic attack is just an explosion. And then they just kind of got creative with what you could do with that, you know? So as a whole, better Bob-omb. But yeah, sadly, Bomb Betty, yes, she has the highest possible individual damage output out of any character in the game, but her abilities are expensive to use. Her basic attack is not great. Like I said, she's very useful in situations like this where you're going to fight a shit ton of guys with high armor, and if you can get the first hit off, it's very helpful because, I mean, in addition to those things, what's it called? Having high armor, they hit like a motherfucker. Like okay, yeah, so... No, let's up my health, just since it's only that high currently. Because of the badge. Oh, hello Horizon, how's it going? Oh, and limed green. Oh, thanks both of you. Yeah, it is fall where I'm at. And fall and spring hit me so hard because my family has got such bad hay fever. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sunshine has it worse than I due to the simple fact that Sunshine, at least when they were younger, they might have gotten over it at this point, but they had hay fever so bad they couldn't even be outside if one of us was mowing the lawn because it would just mess them up so bad. But yeah, hey, how are you guys? I'm glad you could join. It's always nice to have friends around when you're playing something you love dearly. Ow, fuck. Fine. Yeah, well, I hate you too. Just so you're aware. Beguile! Yeah, I don't know what fuck was up with that noise. You know, I also realized I haven't gotten... I forgot to tattletale on these guys. Okay, let me get at least one of them tattletaled so I have... Oh, man. Alright. I should have saved my POW block for this. Alright. Tattle this guy, maybe a... Yeah. Sorry, I know you guys haven't played it, but I have, so I'm like, let's just cut to the chase. Can I put you guys to... Can I send you guys to Sleepy Time Junction? Fabulous. Oh, of course you're the one who is immune. Ow. So, tell me, what is his deepest, darkest secrets? Also, what did he do at, recess? And let's see. See, I've only played one Paper Mario game, Thousand Year Door, so I wanted to see the first game in the series. Yeah, no, Thousand Year Door is definitely the best game in the series, in my humble opinion. Oh, I just realized, the lag is a bit more than I'd like, but unfortunately there isn't a whole lot I can do about that. So yeah, just again, I apologize if my responses are a hair delayed. But yeah, the first game actually plays pretty similarly to Thousand Year Door, in my humble opinion. Like, in fact, they're so similar, I actually kind of tend to group this game and Thousand Year Door together when I rank them, because there are things that I like better about this game, but Thousand Year Door in every way built upon the foundation of this one and made it better. Like, the gameplay is so much better, it's a much smoother experience, there's way more options in combat, etc. But there are a few things in this game that I do prefer. Because like in Thousand Year Door, don't get me wrong, I love almost every single level in the game. But other than the Glitz Pit and I think Twilight Town, I kind of forget. A lot of the levels blend together, whereas I like most of the levels in this game better. And then let's see, in the second game, don't get me wrong, Vivian is one of my favorite characters ever. I love, like, I want to hold her and, just let her know everything is okay. And, I mean, it was also incredible to learn that Vivian was actually, a trans character back before that sort of thing was allowed to be shown. So that's kind of a cool thing to learn about her in retrospect. And then I also really like the Yoshi companion. But most of the other companions, at least for me, they didn't do as much for me in the second game. Especially not Ms. Mouse. I was not a big fan of that character. Not that I thought she was bad, I just wasn't a fan of her. Whereas I like every single one of the companions in this game a lot. So, admittedly, there's like, what made the companions nice in the second game is, you had Koops, you had Admiral Bobberty, and Vivian is top tier. Oh yeah, Vivian. Again, I want to be clear. I consider myself to be an extraordinarily cis straight man who is usually only attracted to someone who was born female. Like, again, I'm not trying to put down, you know, women who weren't born women, but that's just kind of what my sexual orientation is. But I would absolutely marry Vivian. I love her so much. But anyway, back to my original point. The nice thing about the companions in the second game is that besides the 3 I mentioned earlier, which were, you know, companions that were pre-established enemies you fought in the Mario series, most of the companions in the other game, or in the second game, were original ideas. Like Miss Flurry was a completely, like, she was like a wind spirit or something. That was something unique to that game. Vivian was something unique to her game. Okay, hold on. Can I jump that? Sorry, I'm gonna head back just real quick, because I think I need Paracarry to get over there, but I also seem to remember that I need to get all 3 letters back before Paracarry will join. Can I jump over this? No. Can I jump the hole? No, I can't jump. Oh, wait, that's not a letter. That's a star piece. Okay, so there is... Alright, there's another letter that... Oh, wait, I think I remember where the other letter is. Because, yeah, like, most of the game... Let's see, Vivian is trans? That is so... Well, she's trans in the original Japanese version of the game. That was completely cut out from the American release, because... Well, I mean, let's be honest. We only really started getting good representation. I mean... Okay, better representation for gay characters, but trans characters less so. So yeah, in the original Japanese, the reason why Vivian's sisters treated her so terribly is because she was trans. But they change it in the American release to have it more of a, I guess, Cinderella vibe, that they're just jealous that she's prettier. Either way. It's just, Vivian was a very progressive character for the time, and I bought a Vivian patch at an anime convention I went to, and I can't find the damn thing. I am so mad, because love Vivian so much. And I was so excited to actually have a bit of merchandise of hers, and I don't know where it is. It really makes me sad. Again, I know it's got to be here somewhere, that is, unless, of course, it fell into something that got thrown out, in which case, again, sad day. Japan gets the best stuff. Yes and no. Like, honestly, for the most part, I am pretty anti-censorship as a whole, but there are a few things where I'm like, okay, I have to agree with the censorship in this particular case. Now, those cases are very rare. I really want to emphasize that. I can only think of 2 instances off the top of my head where I actually agreed with with a game getting censored in America. And ironically, it was both for Wii U games. The first one was Xenoblade Chronicles X. And that's because in the Xenoblade Chronicles games, you've always been able to get armors or just basically have your characters wear their underwear or something like that. And that includes the male characters, so it's kind of equal opportunity sexualization, which I'm like, hey, if you want to have a sexualized character, yeah, just give me some of each. Make it equal, you know? That's what I'm all about. But there is a character in Xenoblade Chronicles X that is underaged and really looks like she is underaged. In the original Japanese version, she could wear these, you know, like thong bikinis, basically. In the English version, they change it so that she can still wear the armor, but she's still wearing a fair amount of clothing. That is one of the rare instances that I'm like, I think censorship for the States was probably a good decision, because the age of consent is so different here compared to Japan, you know? Yeah. But again, that is one of the only instances that I actually think I'm in favor of censorship in some ways, you know? The other one, again, since it was, like I said, it was also on the GameCube, or not the GameCube, the Wii U. It was, the Fatal Frame game that was originally released on the Wii U. That game, you could play as 2 twin sisters And I think in the Japanese version they were 14 and 15. But like a secret unlockable you could get was a very valid point. Yep. Yeah, like I said, there are some circumstances where censorship I don't view that as censorship. I view that as localization. But in the Japanese version, the characters were 15. So in the American versions, they were up to 18 because there was a secret costume you could unlock that was sexy lingerie for the characters. However, for whatever reason, despite them upping the character's age, because don't get me wrong, while the characters were 15, they could pass for 18. But the American version took out the lingerie and replaced them with a Zero Suit Samus and a Hyrule Warriors Zelda costume in place of those. Which, don't get me wrong, I personally thought those were a lot cooler than the sexy outfits. But I also felt I'm like, but you guys addressed the issue with it being released in America in that, you know, these are underage girls being sexualized. Did you actually need to take them out? Again, I don't really care one way or the other, because I don't need super sexy costumes in my games, but I don't judge people who like that or want that, etc. So, yeah, like I said, that's another instance where I agree that some censorship should have happened, but I'm also of the opinion, I'm like, I think just upping the character's age was enough in this particular case, you know? Because especially since I never played the game myself, it was kind of controversial when it was new. Yeah, sorry, I had to adjust my microphone. But I have, you know, I did watch a playthrough of the game just so I could get an idea of exactly what was going on in it. So yeah, this is one of those I'm like, I don't think that was strictly necessary. Again, not upset it's gone, but didn't feel it was necessary to remove because, again, the issue there was the girls were underaged. You up the age, the characters believably look like they could be 18. Problem solved. Yeah. I do know they also altered some dialogue in one of the support conversations in Fire Emblem Fates. Which, don't get me wrong, I think Fire Emblem Fates is just a terrible game in general, but the dialogue in the original Japanese had some squicky undertones, so the English translation tried to dial that down. I do not know I don't remember what the original context of the support conversation was. It's been such a long time since I remember reading about that. So if someone wants to look it up and be like, it wasn't that bad, it was just unnecessary censorship, then I'll eat my words on this particular case. But often other times the censorship is, we gotta remove LGBTQ plus content from games because
Children can't have children be exposed to that.
But yeah. Or heck, I know another bit of censorship that went on that I thought was kind of funny was in the first Pokemon Coliseum game. The female protagonist in that game had a belly shirt. So they're like, oh, a woman showing skin? Oh, what about the virtue? So they extended her skirts or her shirt slightly, despite the fact that it's like she wasn't showing off that much skin in the first place, and what was being shown was not that. I digress. Anyway, what do you guys think? What are your guys' stance on censorship? Do you think it's something that just like we don't need it, period, or are you kind of like me? Oh, hold on. Sorry. Yeah, no, sorry. I just got a I messaged an Etsy seller, and they were just getting back to me. I'm like, okay, these guys are taking their time out of their day to answer my question. I should respond back quickly. So, thank you all for your patience. I do need to go that way because there's something. Let's see, I might have mentioned this in, you know, when I was playing this a year ago, but it's been a year. So throughout the game, there are 4 of these guys, the Obulbs. What's what I'm looking for? They're, I say hidden, but for the most part, they're decently easy to find. Just make sure you get all 4 of the seeds as you play through. Just so, sorry, one second again. Yeah, okay. Sorry. Just because you need all 4 of them to access the 6th dungeon, I think it is. Like I said, the game is designed that it puts you past them, you know, just kind of naturally. But if you guys ever do decide to play this game, because, yeah, you can't, the Wii U online support is gone. Because I'm playing this actually on my Wii U right now. So if you guys have a Wii U, their online store is gone, so you can't get it there. But it is available on the, I think it's available on the N64 service on the Switch. But if you guys ever decide to play that, just a tip. Let's see, censorship is a complicated thing. It also all depends on the country as well. Personally, there are some cases where censorship makes sense to a degree. In other cases, I ask why. Yeah, I can agree with that. Because don't get me wrong, there are some things that it bugs me have to be censored. Like, it drives me nuts that Disney, you know, Disney will only include LGBT representation if it can be, oh shit, easily edited out, because it's like, well, we don't want to lose money in Russia and China, and you can't show, you know, LGBT stuff in Russia or China. But on the other hand, there are some things where it's like, well, it's complicated. It really is in a case-by-case basis. Like, let's even go back to Vivian real quick. Well, I don't agree with the trans stuff being taken out altogether. This game came out in 2004. If Nintendo of America chose to die on the hill and refuse to cut out the LGBTQ stuff back in 2004, this game probably never would have seen an American release. Meaning, or not this game, the Thousand Year Door might not ever have seen an American release, depriving so many kids of one of the best, you know, entry-level RPGs ever. And it's like, is losing out, would have been losing out on that experience for so many kids been worth it? Just to keep that in? Well, like you just said, it's complicated. I don't know. I don't know what the correct answer with that is. I mean, I would like to say, yes, it should have been left in, because that sort of thing is not something that needs to be censored. It's not something that we need to keep the precious children's mind pure from, because it's just a person discovering who they really are. But I also understand what it's like to be raised in a super conservative Christian household, and about how it takes a long time to adapt and accept new ideas. So I'm sure most people who have been, wait, I don't need to come down here again. Most people who've also been raised in conservative Christian households know that a lot of times they'll be taught, it's like, oh, if you even put up with something like that, then you're going to go to hell. Never mind the fact that that's not actually in the scriptures at all, but that's not what we're really here to talk about. Point is, yeah, I'm just going to reiterate what you just said. Censorship is a complicated thing. Because I sadly, again, I think what the point I'm trying to close on is that localization is ultimately something that, like, not necessarily censorship, but localization. There is a difference. I mean, yes, there is such a thing. I digress. Big fat, yep. That again, sadly, there is no right answer in this case, so I think it is one of those that we really do need to take it case by case, you know? Oh yeah, I'm not doing voices. Yep, you're very similar. You look a lot like this fella Mario who's on Baz's wanted poster. Now give me, what's your name? So, if you say anything other than Luigi, you have to fight him. But I want to fight him, so actually we're just gonna say Princess Peach. What's that? Princess Peach? You're taking me for a fool. Princess Peach captured up there in Bowser's castle. You reckon I don't know that? You asking for it, you big fibber? I'm thinking you're Mario. Prepare for your whooping. Actually, speaking of, just since we're kind of talking about Paper Mario games, I actually got, what's it called? Oh, that's a lot of HP. I actually got Origami King earlier this year and played through it. And while it's definitely nowhere near as good as Thousand Year Door, it's probably it really is the best Paper Mario game I've seen since Thousand Year Door. And I actually did end up having a fair bit of fun with it. So again, while it's definitely not as good as Thousand Year Door, I could recommend... Oh, fuck. That was a waste of flower power. I do feel I can recommend it. It's sadly, you know, it doesn't have the partner system like in this one, and the partner system was always one of the best parts of the Paper Mario games, at least the first couple. It's still better than what we got from what's it called? Sticker Star, which is the worst Paper Mario game hands down, and Color Splash, which has a lot of the same problems that Sticker Star did, but had a much better sense of humor. So there was more to that one. Like, I can actually almost recommend Color Splash. Emphasis on the words almost. It still has a number of things that really tick me off and really prevent me from actually liking the game completely, you know? Yeah, Origami King, definitely a step in the right direction that I can recommend wholeheartedly. Just be prepared for a Bob-omb to tear your heart out, because good heavens, I can't remember his name, Bobby? I think that might be his name, from Color Splash. Oh, I'm sad. It makes me very sad. Yeah, you can tell this game was made on the N64 because there's a lot of button mashing in it. You know, the real sad thing is that, because I think a lot of these, you know, button mashing things to get out of damage and stuff were removed in Thousand Year Door, which was kind of a shame because the GameCube, a lot of their off-brand controllers had turbo buttons that would have made cheat and stuff like that a lot easier. Y'all, partner. Yeah, I got whooped. That is not at all the voice at all. Fuck it. I don't know why I could not... I mean, don't get me wrong. I wasn't exactly doing a very good southern drawl with that guy, but there's something about that. I completely lost it. Okay. I could have sworn there was a save... Oh, here they are. I guess I could have saved the Whack-a-Bump and... you know, come here first, but oh well. I'm saving some time, and especially since I'm live streaming, I think it is kind of important to save some time.
Oh, well, hello there, old boy. How goes the travels, eh? I'm known as Colorado. I'm the archaeologist. You know I travel the world. Anyway,
I am not gonna try to actually do the Indiana Jones theme every time he speaks, but
at the moment I am turning dry desert upside down to find the dry ruins. My assistants have attempted to gather information and try the outpost which is near here. Sadly, as of yet, we're having little success. All I need is a clue and we'll be golden. Man, you're a Colorado, yeah? The name's Patacari. I deliver your letters.
let's see. There's also a crossover game Mario and Luigi Paper Jam. Not the worst in my opinion, but Thousand Year Door is better, and I'd say that Mario and Luigi are... And I'd say this as a Mario and Luigi RPG fan. Yeah, I actually own Paper Jam. That was actually the first of the Mario and Luigi games I ever played, and sadly it's still the only one of theirs I've played. And yeah, I've heard it's one of the weaker ones in that series.
I believe I have one for you. Hang on one moment. Another letter duly delivered. The postman's job is never done. Oh, my goodness, it's a letter from my wife. I think our voices kind of merged together, yeah?
Yeah, no, they totally merged together.
Thank you, ever so, old chap. This is what I needed to give me strength to go on. No, I know. I'll pass it along the spot off, thanks. Came across it while I was immersed in the digging around here.
Good. So yeah, this game with Paracarry has... Let's see. Merlin. Yeah. It has kind of trading quests, because you can find letters around and deliver them to people to get star bits. That's a good way to get some extra star bits for trading for badges in this game. However, this is also, like this one to Merlin, it has you do a trading quest that goes across, I think, like the entire game. And yeah, I think it gets you a really nice badge if you do it right. Yeah, so we will deliver that letter when we go. So, yes, I am definitely abusing my, shall I say, pre-existing knowledge to know that, yeah. To know that it's like, we need to go, wait, hold on. We want Cooper out in the desert just to deal with the spikies. To know that we need to go down this way. Now, I remember as a kid, I was utterly terrified to step off the path even for a minute, just because, I mean, while this desert is not exactly big, it definitely feels big, especially when you're a little kid. So let's see, this game came out in 2000. I would have been less than 10 years old playing this, so, oh man, this desert would have definitely overwhelmed my tiny child brain. Yeah, I know I need to be actually one space north of here, but I will be tipped off when I need to go north, so I'm gonna... But yeah, you want to use Cooper fighting these guys because the way he attacks them, he knocks chunks off their body, and these things can actually use... There, you get... like so. So if you can knock off their chunks of their body, they can only attack in a more predictable fashion, shall we say. Also, if you've managed to get the Zap Tap badge at this point, like when they throw their bodies at that, they can't be hit by Zap Tap because they're attacking with a ranged attack. But if they're just down, if you can get them down to their heads, they have to physically attack you, which means that Zap Tap is gonna, you know, damage them. You know, again, it's funny. We went from Tales of Symphonia, a game that, you know, I know so well, and I just gush about, you know, what it means to me on a, you know, personal and level and how it changed me to, oh yeah, this is a game that I played a lot that You know, I remember, like, good mechanics to make the game easier on you, etc. And even then, it's like, there's still plenty that I never figured out with this game. Oh. Oh, no, there it is. Yeah. Bandits. Yeah, I'm kind of glad that you didn't really deal with these bandit characters too much in the second game outside of Bandy Andy's group in the Glitz Pit, because I hate fighting these things. Just because that's my money you're taking, fool. You know, I don't have a good way to kill this many people at once, so we are just gonna... Yes, and I'm gonna lose some coins, but I'm just gonna say sayonara, sucker, and be on my way. I'm on my way, pack up. Okay. So, if you've only played Thousand Year Door, the way you'll upgrade your characters in this game is very different. There's a super block, with this you can upgrade... Yep. I am going to be upgrading Paracarry, just since Paracarry's pretty useful in the big boss fight. Because don't get me wrong, Cooper is definitely useful in a lot of situations here. Especially, like I said, being able to knock the spiny guys out, but the problem is just Cooper has 0 abilities that let him attack flying enemies or enemies that aren't standing on the ground, and that will come up enough that it is something I am concerned enough about. I'll probably if I don't remember if I get another upgrade block, but well, I still think I might upgrade Goombrio first, and then I'll upgrade Koops. Again, if you play through this game, for the most part, not Koops. Koops is in this next game. If you play this game for yourself, I highly recommend upgrade Bombetti absolute last. I love her. Like, I always loved Bombetti as a kid because I thought she was adorable. Like, in many ways, what Vivian was, that's kind of how I viewed Bombetti as a kid. Like, you know, just that adorable person you just wanted to protect and hold and cherish forever. I kind of felt that way about... Wait, was it Koopa Village? Sorry, I didn't quite take that in. Yeah, Koopa Village. I digress. Alright. Sorry, I'm just gonna talk to everyone because I... You know, let's see, Bombetti, what an adorable name for Bob. I agree, and like, I think her name, as well as the fact that you rescued her from the Koopa Bros. Shoot, I think it was, what was it, 3 South and 2 West, or was it 2 South and 3 West? Sorry, I kind of want to check that out, honestly. Okay, yeah. Oh, wait, I don't have any room in my inventory at the moment. Oh, that's a twister. Maybe I remembered wrong. I think it was 3 south, 2 west, 3... Okay. Crap, I've gotten lost. Huh. I'm like not seeing this cactus. Oh well, maybe we'll find it later. Because yeah, I'm pretty sure we searched everywhere that consisted of going 3 south, 2 west, you know? Well, hold on. Actually, maybe not. Hold on, so let's go... Okay, I'm not going to count this as 1. Maybe that was my mistake. So this is 1. Yeah, maybe I didn't go far enough, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. And let's say this is 2. So let's go down 3. Oh, do you have anything worthwhile to say? There's appear to be for yourself. Right, you're there to tell me about the Oasis. But, because, oh man. Like, I already knew about the Oasis due to the simple fact that, you know, we had a Nintendo Power subscription back in the day. And around this time, like, I don't know, maybe they still did it into the final years of Nintendo Power. I don't know. But they actually had pretty detailed guides for, like, the first quarter. No? I mean, unless that's it. I don't think so. Okay. I think I did the due diligence. I'm not seeing the cactus, so let's go back to town, shall we? But yeah, I think, in my humble opinion, just kind of going back to talking about the partners, in my opinion, the best partners to focus on are... well, okay, to be perfectly frank, it kind of depends on the situation. Atypically, the partners I tend to prefer focusing on are Paracarry, Lacaster, and in certain situation, Cooper. Oh, yep. Oh, and Watt. I didn't say Watt. Watt's actually the one that I usually take to the final fight with me because of her abilities. Oh, sorry. Okay. I am really sad they didn't bring Chuck Quizmo back for the second game, since in general, star pieces are a wee bit more scarce in the second game. But there's way better, that's what I'm looking for. I mean, there's arguably just as many really good things to trade for, which you struggle to get access to. Yeah, I haven't earned any cards because I don't think I get any experience from the dojo fights, and I don't really know what the benefit of earning the card is, so I don't really want to waste everyone's time with that. I mean, other than the just fun, challenging boss fights. Hey. Oh, temporarily closed. You know, I wonder, there's actually a side quest you can get by running around this. I'm kind of curious if I can trigger it, even though I haven't been given the quest yet, but... Wait, what? Huh. Now, I gotta be honest, as a kid, I was so impatient, I didn't often, stop to talk to, the NPCs to get some flavor text, so I actually didn't know that about that Dry Outpost was made by, thieves. You read it all. I'd never learned that. It's nice. Alright, is this where I think it is? Yes. Okay. Have the special course activated as much as humanly possible when you play this game. And, if it runs out, come back and refresh it. It is worth it. Especially since one of the side effects of the special course is that it can sometimes double the amount of experience you get at the end of a fight. Because that one time popped off and I got double experience at the end of one of the boss fights. And since this game is designed that, the enemies, scale with you, so you can't just stay back and grind, enemies you can one-shot KO. Anyway, it is very worth your time to pay that woman. Oh, yeah,
Dry Desert, it's vast, an everlasting sea of sand.
Oh, yeah, so I needed to get the lemon and the lime from the desert because we need to give this guy his 2 favorite things. Anyway.
Under the sea, many secrets lie buried, more secrets than there are stars in the sky. The legend of Dry Ruins is one of these secrets. Only Mr. Moustafa knows where the legend rests. If you still seek knowledge, you must give me something.
Wait, what? Oh, that sucks. Let's see. Let's just go straight to this since I don't want to have to keep giving shit up.
To find Mr. Mustafa, go to the shop in this town. First buy a dried shroom, then a dusty hammer. You must buy them in the correct order. Remember, dried shroom first and then dusty hammer. This is a secret sign known to those loyal to Mustafa. If you buy these things in the correct order, the owner of the shop will let you see Mr. Mustafa. Remember, you must not buy them in the incorrect order.
You still see... No, enough. Dried shroom first and then dusty hammer.
Wish you luck finding Mr. Mustafa, nice guy.
Yeah. It's like, I'd like to get the rest of that flavor text for you guys, but again, I'm not quite prepared to give up all of my inventory for it.
Wahoo! Buying a dusty hand of dried shroom. It's a secret sign that only friends of Mustafa know. That means you're with Mustafa? Hey brother, good to meet you. Have any questions you need answering? You want to see Mr. Mustafa? He's usually up in the highest part of Dried Outpost. Just keep going up, my man.
Okay. I'm gonna buy one of these just because. Also... No, sorry, I wanted to sell. I do not want this crappy, 1 HP healing item. It's just gonna clutter my inventory. So I'm just gonna sell it back for what little I can get and call it good. I do love the fact that to my understanding, I could be wrong, but to my understanding, the decision to do, Paper Mario and make him paper was not because, oh, I've got a really creative idea of making a world out of paper. It was a graphics rendering style that they were trying that just, let's see. Oh yeah, I need to give that to the mouse guy in the road. It's like, hey, this is a style we're trying, and it makes the characters look like they're flat and paper. And Moustafa, any relation to Mufasa? Possibly. But, yeah, because this game, being paper is incidental. But starting with the next game going forward, well, I don't remember about Super Paper Mario if they had anything, but they really put more of an effort to actually do something with the idea that you're made of paper.
Nice guy. We meet again. I'm glad you found me.
Wahaha! I'm Moustafa. I'm the one you've been seeking all this time. When I'm out and about in the Dry Outpost, I use the name...
Good one, Nintendo! I completely forgot about that.
I use the name, not Princess Zelda. It's always good to meet a genuinely nice guy.
Oh, my controller's denying connection.
I meet people all the time, but you are by far the nicest guy I've met so far. Your name is Mario, yes? I've heard that you want to go to Dry Ruins. I have a feeling you are on an important journey, so I will tell you the secret. Dry Ruins is a very important place. My ancestors have watched over it for many generations. If I do not keep evil folk out of the ruins, who will? It's probably that you will tell no one this secret. I'll give you this.
You got the pull stone. The closer you get to Dry Ruins, the faster it flashes.
This pole stone is the key to finding the Dry Ruins.
Chic, huh? Alright, where's my ocarina? Right?
The pole stone is the key to finding Dry Ruins. Take it to the desert, yes. The pole stone will flash above your head to get closer to the ruins. The closer you get to the ruins, the faster the pole stone will flash. Follow where it leads you. Find the place where the pole stone flashes the fastest and use it to open the way. I don't know why I started talking like this.
There really was something charming about N64. I know this game's been cleaned up to be, viewed on HD, and it doesn't look like a complete mess, but just sitting thinking about... I really wish just something about N64 games and how they looked, and just this era, the type of games that were made. I mean, don't get me wrong, my favorite era of gaming will always be the GameCube era, because that was really my proper... yeah, because sure, I played some N64 games, but my real, the first console I really owned was a GameCube. That's because my parents were dead set on us not having video games. I know I've shared this story many times, but not everyone's heard it, so I'm going to share it again. They really did not want, anyway, us to have video games because they were worried we would spend all of our time indoors and not go outside and play, or, not use our imagination, or just fill in the blank, But they finally, when they realize it's like, well, they're just going to go to their friends' houses to play video games. At least if they have access to video games at home, they have some control over what we're actually playing. So first, home console, well, okay, because we all had handhelds for road trips and whatnot. But yeah, the GameCube was the very first home console me and my family ever owned. So because of that, most of my most cherished video game memories from childhood came from the GameCube. Again, that's not to say that only GameCube games truly capture my heart, if you know what I mean, because, for example, Biomutant. It's a relatively new game. That I hold Biomutant up there alongside games like the first two Paper Mario games and Tales of Symphonia with my favorite games. Like, yeah, sure, it didn't define my life and my tastes like some of these games did, but in terms of just how much I love playing it, yeah, Biomutant's up there. Which, again, I think says a lot about how much I like Biomutant, because for the longest time, my top 10 favorite video games only consisted of games from my childhood. Oh, also, speaking of games from childhood, I'm really glad that now that Pikmin 4 is out, and I mean, I know they re-released Pikmin 3 for the Switch, just because not enough people had a Wii U to play Pikmin 3, but they're now also making Pikmin 1 and 2 available on the Switch in a combo pack, which I'm really happy about, because I loved Pikmin 2 as a kid. I played it. I actually only ever played Pikmin 1 once. I didn't like the time limit on the game. It stressed me out too much as a kid. But yeah, I need to go out of my way and get that combo pack so I can actually try Pikmin 1 and see if I can beat it for the first time ever. But yeah, I've got Pikmin 4, and I'm planning on actually taking Edgelord through. Oh shoot! I'm starting to wish I had actually given Cooper this upgrade, just due to the simple fact that I forgot just how many of these spiky things we encounter pretty early on in this dungeon. Like, don't get me wrong, I think Parakarry will be definitely the right choice to use in the boss fight in this dungeon, but again, I'm like, oh shoot. I'm gonna be in a bit of a pickle for a moment. Oh, Spike Shield, Spike Shield, Spike Shield, Spike Shield, Spike Shield. Okay, hold on. How much does Spike Shield cost? Okay, I'm gonna have to take off Power Bounce and put on the Spike Shield. Good. I'm definitely getting more badge power this next level up, though. Okay. Yeah, so now I got the Spike Shield. I can jump on enemies that have spike defense. I mean, yeah, that probably was pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, I know one of the reasons why Parakarry, like, when we were kids, we all were like, Parakarry is the best partner, so always use Parakarry during boss fights and whatnot, and there is some truth to that. Like, I think individually, Parakarry has some of the highest individual damage outputs, especially in terms of how much some of his abilities cost. Like, for example, Shell Shot that I'm doing right now. In terms of how much flower power it uses, it's actually pretty low maintenance compared to some other characters' high damage output abilities. So for that reason, and that reason alone, as kids, me, my brother, and my cousin were like, Parakarry is the only good partner in this game. It wasn't until I was older that I started realizing that I'm like, Parakarry's great, but he's great situationally. And that is something I do like about this game, is that there are enough instances where different characters are better in different situations. Alright, do I want to get this back, or do I want... You know, it's also funny as a kid. I would basically use nothing but, like, these special, you know, damaging badges because I thought that was cool, and I completely ignored things like the damage dodge, which made this game actually incredibly difficult as a kid. Alright, I'm debating if I should take some of these, or... you know, I know that Quake Hammer is going to be exceptionally useful, as well as Hammer Throw in the boss fight. So I'm just going to have them on just so I've got them on, you know? Just so I'm not like, oh, I'm going to throw on just the health booster for now and then change it later. I'm like, no, let's just set... Until I get genuinely better badges that I need to swap my badge power around for, let's just set myself up for what's going to be... Oh, jeez, I am looking at the stream, and it's an uncomfortable amount of time lagging. But again, unfortunately, I mean, it's still not as bad as it was, like, especially that when it got bad enough that we lost, like, 30 full minutes of footage. But yeah, again, I just want to reiterate, I apologize for just the sheer delay that's probably inevitably going to happen. Oh, yep, my controller is disconnecting. That is definitely, I feel the Wii U gets a bad rep, and I really liked my Wii U. But I have to concede, the hardware was not the best, because my, what's it called? My control pad, it can't get, we have to have it physically plugged into the Wii U at all times, otherwise it loses connection. And yeah. That being said, I am sad that the Wii U did not work out, because Nintendo Land really is one of the most enjoyable multiplayer experiences I've ever had. Because just, you know, the Animal Crossing game, the Mario game, you could only play games like that on the Wii U, but no one ever really properly took advantage of what gameplay like that could truly do. And, well, since the Switch is fully portable and doesn't, yeah. Plus, the other thing that's also disappointing is that they remade Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles for the Switch and other modern consoles at the time. But I'm like, you know, if they'd remade it for the Wii U, oh yes, it probably wouldn't have sold as well. But the Wii U, I think, could still kind of connect to 3DSs. So they could have still had, because the problem I have with the remake of Crystal Chronicles is no local multiplayer. But they could have done it if they remade it for the Wii U and used their 3DSs to connect to the Wii U that way. Oh, but yeah, back to Pikmin 4. I'm really excited because Pikmin 4, you can have a protagonist that's customizable, which means I'm like, oh, Pikmin 4 is a good candidate for edgelord. So I might be taking edgelord through Pikmin 4. Probably, like, I haven't decided which game's gonna be next after I'm done with Knights of the Old Republic, because I might let people vote on it, but at the same time I might be like, okay, I want to play this game next. Because, like, the games I had lined up in the poll was Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, the remake, and I do plan on still taking him through that one. Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, which I might not take edgelord through now that Zelda Ages and Seasons is now available on the Game Boy Color service on Switch Online, and those are my two favorite Zelda games, so I might take him through those instead. The other one that I was debating... Oh, right. The other one that I was debating on was Final Fantasy V, which I absolutely positively have to take edgelord through at some point, because the main villain of Final Fantasy V is a tree. And since edgelord hates nature so much, it's too comedically perfect to not take edgelord through Final Fantasy V at some point. Yes, I know the main character in Final Fantasy V has a slightly more defined personality, and it's not a total blank slate, which is what I try to do when I'm doing these edgelord games, but he's blank enough that I think I can make it work. But, you know, on top of that, I also have got the remake of Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life, Story of Seasons: A Wonderful Life, that I absolutely want to take edgelord through as well. And... oh, God, I knew I had this for a reason. And, of course, Pikmin 4. I know a game that I wouldn't mind... well, okay. That's a lie. I was about to say, you know, I wouldn't mind taking edgelord through the South Park video games, but then I remembered, oh yeah, the first South Park video game has a decent amount of sexuality and nudity, which I don't really want on the channel. Not because I'm a prude or anything, I just don't want to get our channel dinged for that sort of content. And since I've never played the second one, I don't know if has the same issues, you know? So, until I actually play through the second one, that one is going to be likewise off the table. Let's hold on. Yeah, I'll read that in a second. Just need to X-Death, the tree of death and void, better than the evil clown any day. You know, thematically, yes, X-Death is definitely cooler than Kefka, but I think thematically Kefka is the better villain, just because it is kind of interesting seeing someone, you know, that started as, you know, a joke become like the epitome of evil, you know? I mean, either way, I think Exdeath and Kefka are both more interesting characters than, you know, white-haired girly man Sephiroth. Okay, again, okay. I'm not gonna take too big of a dump on Sephiroth, because I think Sephiroth is overrated. But I'm like, I don't think he's completely abysmal, so I will refrain from taking the piss out of Sephiroth.
Oh, no, don't go that. Oh, I mean, flee now while you still can. If you continue, you will feel a horrible curse.
I don't know what it is about this game that I'm struggling to remember to actually read the dialogue. And I'm sorry about that. Yeah, there really is just something, it's like, it's just the natural thing to do is for me to just read the dialogue in my head and not read it aloud. So again, I apologize for that, since I assume a lot of you are here because you want to hear me, you know, make silly voices and kind of mock the game. Then again, I know for me personally, what I like to get out of these live streams is pleasant conversation. Let's see. And again, I've never played 5 and 6, so I don't think I can really say cough. Halo is overrated, cough. Yeah. Wait. Halo 7? Wait, Halo is all the way up to 7 now? I mean, not that I'm surprised. The last Halo game I played was 4, and I just found it kind of meh.
You got the super hammer!
Oh, it's the same place is messaging me. Oh, this, ooh, that could work. Oh, that could work. Oh. Yeah, again, sorry, it's the, I was looking at purchasing a jacket for a costume I'm working on, but I had to message the seller to see, you know, how loose the fit was, because the shoulders were like an inch and a half too short to fit me. And they're like, oh yes, they're like, here, can we get your they asked me for like my full measurement so they could make a more educated guess. And when I gave them the full measurement, they said, yeah, I'm sorry, unfortunately this jacket's not going to fit you. So they've actually been sending me different jackets that they have in their shop and be like, does this one work for you? This one, like, here's, and they sent me the measurements too to say, fudge, I typed it wrong. I said 7, I said 7. Oh, also 7 is overrated. Gotcha. Yes, I agree. I am of the opinion, again, I've only played the remake, and honestly, I thought that game was so fucking dull. To quote what I said in my Tales of my Tales of Symphonia playthrough, Final Fantasy VII is an important game because it redefined how people as a whole viewed RPGs. All of these great JRPGs that have come out over the years probably never would have seen the light of day if Final Fantasy VII hadn't convinced the American audience as a whole that RPGs were cool and not just a super niche game for people who like math or whatnot. That being said, I feel that the fandom as well as gaming as a whole have just put it on this impossibly high pedestal that it's a perfect game. But just, again, I want to be clear, I'm talking about my experience with the remake. And from what I've heard, the remake is better than the original in terms of characterization. And if that's true, well, quite frankly, I don't even want to imagine what Cloud was like in the original game. Because the entire time I was playing the remake, I kept saying to myself, why isn't Tifa the main character? She is so much more interesting than Cloud is. Sorry about the coughing. And then again, I'm going to be quoting Pro Jared here. And again, I apologize since I know Pro Jared has gone through some controversy, so if people get triggered by talking about Pro Jared, again, I apologize, but when he talked about Final Fantasy...
Turn back, thief, your time is running out. If you do not retreat, you'll be in grave trouble. I do not lie, you will regret it.
Pro Jared said when he reviewed Final Fantasy XII that the main character, well, I say main character, Vaughn is not really the main character of that game. One of the reasons why Vaughn, the POV character of that game, is so... his reception is so mixed is because he's not your atypical cool character. You see, that was in Final Fantasy 7 and 8 in particular. You had characters that were cool, you know, with like the giant sword and the gun blade and the etc. But I just kind of feel that that's just really all that Final Fantasy 7 has going for it. This era, this aura that it was the cool game, you know? Because, I mean, I remember I had obnoxious neighbors who were constantly making fun of me and my siblings because we had Zelda game, or we had Nintendo, so our action game was Zelda. They're like, oh, Link is just a, you know, stupid little elf that shouldn't be taken serious. We have Final Fantasy VII, so we have a game with a real cool protagonist. And yeah, it wasn't just Final Fantasy VII. They also loved to rag on Link using the rag on Zelda talking about the Soul Reaver games, which, for the record, I actually do... Oh, thank you. Which, for the record, I do actually rather enjoy the Soul Reaver games myself, but they're a completely different type of game to Zelda, so I don't think the comparisons between them are all that fair. Shit, do I want to upgrade Mario or Cooper? Because again, I know I said, oh, I could have used Cooper for the spiky guys, but I'm also running into all those... Fuck, I'm going with Goombario. Because I'm encountering enough of those shell enemies that I could really use an upgraded bonk attack. Okay, yep, nope, you're staying out, Bombetti, because I still need your bomb. And that's another thing where I'm like, shit, should I actually be upgrading Bombetti? Because, oh, fuck. I'm encountering plenty of enemies that have super high defense. But again, she really is just, sadly, as a whole, probably the worst partner. So I can't really recommend upgrading her as a whole. Let me think. I'm trying to think of just... I've played Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3... I've played Final Fantasy 1 through 5. However, I've never beaten 2 and 4. I have 6. I own 6. Like, I own the Pixel Remaster of 6. I haven't played it mostly just because I've been busy with other games, and I want to really save that one because I've heard so many good things about 6. So I want to just be able to sit down and really devote my time to it. I've only played the remake of 7. I am familiar with 8 just due to cultural osmosis, because that was the game that a lot of people, you know, a lot of kids my age were obsessed with it. I haven't played that one, although I do actually own it, even though I haven't played it. That being said, knowing what I know now about it, I doubt I will ever actually play it, because it sounds frustrating. Albeit, I do think it could benefit from a Final Fantasy VII style remake. Abby's been trying to get me to play 9 for a while, and I do eventually plan on getting to it. It's just... it's very much a I'll get there when I get there, you know? Again, problem is right now there's just too many games coming out in rapid succession that I really just want to play more of, you know? Haven't played either of the online games and don't really plan on ever trying them out, honestly. I played 12. I really like 12. In many ways, 12 might be one of my favorite, if not my actual favorite Final Fantasy game. 13 can just suck a big fat one. Partially because A, the game is bad, and B, because of really obnoxious roommates that really made me hate the game more than I probably should have. Again, I know it's bad, but just trust me when I say my idiot college roommates gave me enough reason to hate the game more. To take it from, ugh, I hate this bad game, to, oh my god, I am reaching homicidal rage by just thinking about this game. Okay, wait, was there some back this way that I missed? Wait, hold on. No, what I need's, I think, back... Oh, yeah, no, what I need's way back that way. Thank you, Mr. Map. You're welcome. You know, that's one downside about me streaming games versus Edgelord streaming games, is he's got such a menagerie of colorful characters in his brain that can pop out and help out. I mean, especially since he now has to deal with the Trash Dragon crashing his streams. It's like he already had both Pepper and Lord Thamu crashing his streams, along with everyone else that he invited into his brain. But... oh, yeah, and for those who missed the explanation, the Trash Dragon is just kind of an inside joke that got started at the local LARP park that I go to as Edgelord. Alright. Thanks, Bombetti. You know, actually, in a way, I kind of appreciate that this dungeon did... like, okay, yes, technically anything I've done with Parakarry I could have done with the other three. But I also think that's partially... yeah, anyway. This dungeon actually did a good job of keeping the spotlight on your first four partners, because, you know, you fight those chain chomps, so you... Bombetti would have benefited a lot from being upgraded. Again, I still recommend not doing that. Then we also have the spiny guys, which, you know, sure, Parakarry can take them out with the shell shop that costs flower power. Cooper can deal with them just regularly. And then you also got the little shell guys for Goombario to jump on. It's, you know, I just want to say, I really like the simplistic but still good... This is your final warning. Enough of this foolishness. Leave at once. Again, I kind of talked about in the Symphonia stream that those games were meant to be kids first or young adult. It might have been more accurate to say, well, no. The Tales series is meant to be kids first JRPG, whereas this one's meant to be more just a kids first RPG. And yes, there is a slight difference. And yes, I know this game was made in Japan, but... this game is more in line, it's like, hey, you like something like Pokemon? Well, here's something similar to what you might encounter in most atypical RPGs. Blah! Ooh! You ignored all those very scary warnings. Don't you have the common sense to get scared and run away? What is wrong with you? You shouldn't mess with the
A 2-ton Koopa, a faithful follower.
Fuck.
A faithful follower.
Count Black. Yep. I really wish I could like Super Paper Mario since I know Count Black is such a great villain, but I can't. I hate that game.
Don't you have the common sense to get scared and run away? What's wrong with you? The faithful King Bowser. Oops, I mean, you shall regret this.
Alright. Okay. Actually, hold on. Alright, I should have started with Goombario just so I can get the tattle out. Yeah, I did not go about... Yeah. Yeah, this is why I bought this. You know, in hindsight, maybe I should have bought more than one. Oh well. Oh, hey, thanks for stopping in, Horizon. Have a good rest of your night.
Watch and be amazed.
Well, I completely messed up that timing. Yeah, I mean, I know the reason why you're given a better hammer for this fight is to deal with the chain chomps, but man, it's frustrating that for the majority of this fight, you can't actually, oh, shit! Okay, good. Yeah, you can't act. Oh, dang, stop it! Wow. Okay, good. I was about to be like, okay, if I actually wipe in this fight, I'm gonna be pissed because I have not lost to this fight since I was tiny. But yeah, it's like for a good chunk of the fight, you can't actually use...
Oh, what are you doing? That hurt. I'm king of the desert. You're a rude man. Take this.
You can't actually use your hammer on this guy. Which... Damn it. Now, my timing just seems to be shit.
Come, Chomp.
Okay, we're actually going to ignore Chomp because I'm pretty sure we can just take him out. And I think if we take him out, Chomp will just bugger off. Ooh. I was kind of hoping you'd show up at the end of the fight to buff my experience, but sure, I'll take this. Oh, yeah. Yep. Ah, man, one short.
No! Oh, come here, Chompy. What are you... What? Ow! Help!
Excuse me. End of chapter. Thus, Mario and party unearthed the legendary Dry ruins deep within the Dry Desert. They smashed Tootin Koopa, the wizard, and freed Mamar, the second of the wish-granting star spirits. But the enemies awaiting Mario grow even stronger, and the challenge is more difficult. What is in store for Mario and friends? Will there be... where will their adventure take them next? Yep. Save and continue. I got another half hour or so to keep playing.
Hello. How are you feeling, Princess Peaches? Nothing makes me happier than a smile from you, Peach.
Well, tough luck. I'm in a very bad mood, you monster. You've imprisoned all of the guests from the castle. You are the single greatest disaster to ever befall the Mushroom Kingdom. I'll tell you what. I'll smile when you make everything as it was before you showed up.
Oh, that's rich. You know I can't do that. That jerk Mario just beat that Koopa Bros and Tootin Koopa. Sure, they were complete wimps, but they were still loyal to me. I can't forgive Mario for disrespecting me. I'm nipping this in the bud right now. I'm going to use the invincible blah 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 on him. He's the strongest creature I know after me. You'd best forget about Mario.
You're nastiness. We have a problem.
Why, Kammy Koopa, what's got you so riled up? You look upset. What? The Star Spirit flew away from Tubble Blubber's castle?
King Bowser, keep your voice down. Princess Peach will hear you.
Yes, you are right. Tell me the details over there.
Twink, did you hear that?
Yes, I sure did. Star Spirit must have escaped. Did you hear him call that Tubba Blubba thing invincible? It doesn't sound good. Do you think Mario can win?
We'd better try to find out about Tubba Blubba. If we could find something, anything about a weak point, it might just save Mario.
Good idea.
Then there's no time to lose. We won't get anything done if we stay in this room. I mean, if you stay in this room, you could color, you could knit. I mean, you could technically get a lot done in this room. It's just, you not learn. Oops, not what I meant. Yeah, I know that's not the beat, but still be here for unlocking cups. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, let's have more Ocarina of Time comparisons. Let's do the sneak through the castle like you did in that game. Alright. I saw you. Got Power Rush badge.
Hey, have you heard about Master Tubba Blubba? I heard a rumor that he loves to eating ghosts.
Ghosts, huh? Master Tubba Blubba, he lives deep inside the Forever Forest, doesn't he? I think he's guarding one of the Star Spirits right now.
Yeah, Master Tubba Blubba lives in the castle at the top of Gusty Gulch. I heard that somewhere near his castle is a mansion and a village full of ghosts. Guess Master Tubba Blubba sometimes goes there to catch booze. And then when he catches one, he gobbles it down, starting with its head. Chomp.
Ugh, man, that's so scary. Now, I won't be able to walk to the bathroom alone at night.
And I'm gonna have nightmares, I know it. Why'd you tell me?
I also heard that Master Tubba Blubba is invincible. They say he can't be hurt. No one can even scratch him. He might even be stronger than King Bowser.
Stronger than King Bowser? Come on, that's impossible. You've asked Tubba Blubba as if some weak point. It's just common sense.
Yeah, you might be right. There's another rumor that Tubba's got a secret that would ruin him if it ever got out. But it's about his past. I heard he didn't use to be strong at all.
What if Tubba Blubba hears you? You might gobble us up too.
Still, what do you think his secret could be anyway?
I don't know. No one knows. That's why it's a secret, you half-wit.
Twink,
Twink, it sounds like Tubba Blubba has a weak point after all.
if only we could find it.
Huh? Did you hear someone just talking just now? Do you think someone knows we're goofing off in here?
Well, Princess Peach, how'd you get here?
I'm sorry to do this, but you have to go back to your room right now.
No!
Thank you, Mario. At last, I can head home to Star Heaven. My name is Mama. It's nice to meet you in person. You've still got a long way to go, but I just know you can save Princess Peach. I'll do my best to help you. Here's a present for you.
Mario's star energy goes up to 2. Mario can now use Lullaby, his new star spirit power. With Lullaby, you can make enemies fall asleep. It's not worth it. Just trust me.
Call me when times are bad. Believe in this, Mario. My powers are strong. I'm a star spirit after all. Our powers are growing all the time. Keep up the good work, Mario. We'll save the other star spirits as soon as possible. But I'm going back to recover in Star Heaven. Who knows if my dear old Star Heaven is faring without the Star Rod. Goodbye, Mario. I'm off.
I don't need to do that. Oh well. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, you know what? Actually, hold on. I didn't actually need that. Let's actually take the temporary flower power boost, just so Parakarry can keep benefiting from that. You know, just something else I just want to say that I do greatly prefer about these first couple Paper Mario games versus the later ones. I like the fact that the damage we deal is small, and the fact that our health is so little. Because, sure, it may not seem as grand, but I don't know. Because something I did not much care for with, what's it called? The later Paper Mario games, starting with, I'm assuming it started with Sticker Star. I haven't really played that one completely. It's like, I watched like a video on it, but I never really played it myself, you know? And I watched that a while ago, so, but anyway, that's what I'm looking for. But in the later games, it's like your health goes up in increments of 50. And you're just all around dealing more damage. But I'm like, it doesn't really feel like you're doing anything more, you know? It just, they're just attaching a bigger number to it. So, I don't know, I don't really know where I was going with that. Point is oh, I meant to do Power Shell. Point is I'm getting at is I very much believe in less is more. Crap. That's why I meant to do Power Shell. Because especially with like determining things armor and understanding why something was ineffective, it's a lot easier to understand when it's like, oh, it's got a defense of 1, I'm only dealing 1 damage. Okay, perfect. Actually, speaking of Paper Mario games, if you like the first 2 Paper Mario games, you guys should check out Bug Fables. I admit I could never beat Bug Fables because that last area was just so hard, but I still thoroughly enjoyed the journey as it was. So I do still recommend it for that. Now, I did actually kickstart a game. I don't remember what it's called off the top of my head. Called, or not called, but that's basically meant to also be a callback to these early Paper Mario games. So I probably will do a playthrough of that. Well, okay. I've said I'm going to do a playthrough of a lot of games I've kickstarted for the channel, but then I play through some of them. Like, for example, a game that I kickstarted that I was thinking of doing for the channel was a game called Dark Deity. It was meant to be a Fire Emblem-inspired game. But, I'm sorry, I found that game to be so fucking dull that it's like, I don't want to play this for the channel because I think it's boring. Let me think. Monster Camp is on kind of a tentative. I will get to it eventually. We will get to it eventually. What other video games? I did do ukulele for the channel, so I did that. So good on me there. Because I mean, I know on one of the games I kickstarted did just come out that I actually need to play. Again, I've stopped kickstarting video games because I realized by the time they come out, I've largely moved on with, because it's like, oh, I really wanted to play that game when it first came out. Because, like, for example, one of the games I kickstarted, it was basically an open world Pokemon game, and it sounded amazing. The thing is, Pokemon Legends of Arceus was announced, teased, and then finally released before this game. And this game is still, I think, just entering beta testing. It has been developing for so many years that I'm like, I don't think I would have kickstarted this game anymore because it doesn't sound like something I really want to play that much anymore, you know? But yeah, just for that reason, yeah, I just don't really kickstart too many video games. Like I said, the exception, I think the last video game I did kickstart was that one I just mentioned, the one that's Paper Mario inspired. That's just because I'm really desperate for more games that are Paper Mario inspired, and like I said, Bug Fables, while good, I just was not able to beat. So I'm hoping this game will do a little better, because don't get me wrong, Bug Fables absolutely captured the vibe of Paper Mario, but due to the lack of like different partners that you could get in these first couple Paper Mario games, some of the mechanics, I didn't like them as much. Okay, we're actually going to go see if we can exchange, if I've got enough crystals for, or not crystals, star pieces. I should have enough star pieces to get Zap Tap. And Zap Tap will prove very useful in this next area. Actually, I wonder if there's any new areas I can access in the sewers. Now that... Oh, wait, hold on. Okay. I'm not gonna head... So, you can eventually unlock, like, shortcuts back to the old areas. I'm gonna wait till I get those before I go back to those areas. Highline, let's see, Bug Fables was really good. I still gotta get around to beating it myself. Yeah, my issue with Bug Fables was that by the time I got to the final area of the game, it felt like every normal boss fight had the difficult, or every just in the last area of the game, just the normal monster encounters had the difficulty of most of the early game boss fights. As a result, oh wait, no, maybe this isn't the one that starts the big chain. Oh, that's right. I think the one that starts the big chain is the one I got to deliver to Goom Papa. Shit. Maybe I do want to... Either way. But yeah, it's like after 2 normal monster encounters in the final area, all my resources were spent. So I wasn't able to make it back to replenish because there were monsters in the way. I couldn't really move forward because there were monsters in the way. Again, it really bummed me out because it felt like I missed something and I was playing the game wrong. Because I was thoroughly enjoying it. I really wanted to see how the game ended, but for me at the very least, the game spike was just so astronomical that I couldn't beat it. Like, I legitimately could not beat it. It was kind of like what happened when I tried playing through Final Fantasy II. Just as soon as I get... Because, I mean, yes, I know Final Fantasy II was not a good game just in general. But yeah, just both attempts of beating Final Fantasy II as soon as I got to that last area of the game. Wait, no, because I need to save up another 5 to get Peekaboo. Just every time I'd get to that final area of the game, it was just a non-stop... Let's see. Have you played Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair? I really adore Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair, but I have never beaten it. And I don't know if I ever will be able to beat it. But I do adore that game. I actually, in many ways, preferred the Impossible Lair to the regular Yooka-Laylee. But at the same time, they're going for different things. Yooka-Laylee was Banjo-Kazooie style. Impossible Lair was Donkey Kong style. And it's like, well, they're 2 different styles, so I feel like I shouldn't compare the 2, other than... Because the only thing they have in common is they have the same protagonists. But other than that, I'm like, no, they're their own beasts. Look at them on their own. But, yeah. Like the games. Very good. Very. It's delicious. See, I'm pretty sure now that I've got Parakarry, I can unlock the shortcut back to... Wait, no, I think what I have... Yeah, what I have is the hammer that allows me to explore more. There you are. Ah, there we go. Zap Tap is already paying in some dividends, making up for my really shittiness and getting the guard commands right. There we go. That's better. There we go. Another one bites the dust. Boom, boom, boom. Another one rides the bus. Alright. Now, another piece of advice if you play this game yourself, go through these pipes. Like, once you reveal them, go through them. Because if you don't, then the pipes... Because, like, as you unlock more of the sewer area, the point is that it gives you shortcuts back to... past areas of the game. Let's see. The toad named Mushti hangs around the castle. Okay. But yeah. So this is the long trading one. I mixed up the ones in my head, but yeah. This one, because yeah, it's meant to take you through all the areas you've been through. But yeah, if you don't go through the pipes and reveal the pipe popping out of the ground at these locations, yeah, you won't have the pipes. Sorry, I know there's someone here who I need to give a letter to. I just don't remember which person it is. So we're going to talk to everybody. Although I don't think it's the Bob-Ombs that we have to talk to. No, I'll talk to you. So I apologize if you guys want to read this. It just... who was it? I know there's some... Mort T in Koopa Village. Okay, that sounds like a Toad's name. Yeah, there we go. Okay, my question is, where's your wife? Why don't you guys live together? Because clearly it sounds like you two are actually still in love and whatnot. I mean, okay, maybe it could be something as innocuous as she's just, you know, the adventurous type, and you're more of a stay-at-home dude, but... I don't know. I'm kind of invested in their well-being. I want to know, are they happy? Do they love each other? Let's see. Yeah, and that one is back at the castle. Deja vu. We've just been in this place before. Now, in the second game, there aren't really shortcut pipes like this back to the different areas of the game. But that's because the second game's designed a bit differently. Like, the second game in particular, like, everywhere is accessed, for the most part, by going through sewers under the city. Oh, dear. So the need to unlock shortcuts to go back to old areas is not as necessary, I guess, is the word I'm looking for. I don't know where I was really going with just bringing that tidbit up about the second game. I think I'm just in more my, I'm just kind of in a, hey, I'm going to be sharing random trivia with you now mode. Which, I mean, if you've watched my streams, you know I get like that a lot. What do you got for me? Power Smash. Okay, I don't have the badge power to equip it, because I'd rather keep the Zap Tap on right now. Okay, now we're going this way first. Oh, good. Let's get that to Bombetti, so we're all souped up for the next part. We're done here. Can't come here yet, got it. But I'll take you out. I could use the experience. Ooh, I'm about to get a steroid injection. I love you, guy, but I was just trying to bring Paracarry back, or not Paracarry, Cooper back out, since we might... Okay, I think we can dodge these guys. Normally I'd have no problems fighting them, but it is getting close to when I need to wrap up, so... Not what I meant. But yeah, just kind of going back to what I said earlier about... I need to heal. About how this game works a little differently. About how, like, the second one, everything's accessed from below. I don't like that quite as much, because I like that a lot of the areas of the game you can walk to from... Yeah. You can have both my seeds. Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to skip through this, but I've played this game so much. And, like I said, it's getting close to the end. Yeah, so yeah, you get the seeds from the Obulbs and you plant them here. But basically every single dungeon in the game branches off here from Toad Town in some way, shape, or form. I mean, sure, you might need to take a train or something to transition the area, which there were things like that in the second game, which, honestly, the train level in the second game is easily one of my favorites. One of my favorite levels in the whole Paper Mario franchise. But, yeah. I think I'm gonna need to call that there. Thank you all for joining me. It's kind of weird coming back to a stream after nearly a year's absence away from it, especially since I didn't think for the longest time that our Wii U was even compatible with their new software, with their new hardware. Just to be clear, I also had to abandon my Red Steel playthrough with Edgelord for this because I thought that it was incompatible anymore. However, I don't plan on returning to that one like I am with this one, just due to the simple fact that Edgelord kind of has some inner continuity, so I think it'd be kind of weird if he just was randomly put back in. You get the idea. Plus, Red Steel was a lot harder to control than I remembered. Anyway, that's beside the point. I want to thank you all for joining me. There should be a link in the description to join our Discord and follow us on Twitter. Discord is the best way to stay in touch with us, so consider joining that. And I'm not sure when, but I'll see you then. Bye-bye.